Hare Krishna. The two verses that we are going to discuss today are verses which are continuation from the people that are going to blow the conch shell on the side of the Pandavas. So this is going to be Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva and many more. Ananta Vijayam Raja, Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. So the name of the conch shell that was blown by Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira, Raja, Kunti Putro Yudhishthira, son of Kunti Yudhishthira, was Ananta Vijaya. And then Nakulaha Sahadevascha Sugosha Mani Pushpaka. So Nakula blew his conch shell Sugosha, and Mani Pushpaka was the conch shell that was blown by Sahadeva. So we saw all the 5 brothers and the names of the conches that they were blowing. Arjuna was Devadatta, Devadattam Dhananjaya, we saw in the previous verse. Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhimakarma. So Poundra is the name of Bhima's conch shell. Ananta Vijaya is the conch of Yudhishthira. Nakula was blowing the conch shell named Sugosha, and Sahadeva blew the conch shell Mani Pushpaka. It's interesting to by heart these names. It's good for our memory also. And the beautiful names of the conches in itself is very auspicious to chant these names, to hear these names. So these were the conches that were blown by the other brothers. Beyond this, who else were there? Kashyascha Parameshwasaha, Shikhandicha Maharataha, Drishtadyumno Viratascha, Satyakishcha Aparajitaha. So there were also these other kings, which was Kashi Raja, then there was Shikhandi, then there was also Drishtadyumna. Now if we go back and remember Drishtadyumna, Dronacharya was warned by Duryodhana to say, oh my dear Guru Dronacharya, look at how you have taught Drishtadyumna so beautifully that he has arranged this entire army to attack you and finish you. Right? So that's the Drishtadyumna here. He's the son of Drupada and brother of Draupadi. That is Drishtadyumna. So he is the cause of Dronacharya's death. Next is Shikhandi. Shikhandi was the person who had taken a vow to kill Bhishma. So they've put these two people, Dronacharya and Bhishma, are the main two personalities on the side of Kauravas. And this particular verse focuses on Drishtadyumna, who is going to be the killer of Dronacharya, and Shikhandi, who is going to be the reason for the end of Bhishma's life. Shikhandi was Amba in her previous birth. When Bhishma Deva wants to get Vichitravirya married, he goes to the Swayamvara of Amba, Ambika and Ambalika, and he just kidnaps them. And none of the kings could fight against Bhishma to take these women back. And one of them was King Shalya. So what Shalya and Amba liked each other, and in the Swayamvara, Amba was going to garland King Shalya and make him her husband. But because of this act of Bhishma Deva, Amba had to go with Bhishma. And once there, Amba explains to Satyavati that she is in love with King Shalya and she has to go back to him. But unfortunately, so yes, Satyavati immediately gathers up all the required opulences for Amba and sends her to King Shalya. But unfortunately, King Shalya says, you have been taken away by Bhishma, so I am not going to marry you. He sends her back to Bhishma Deva. So Amba comes back and Vichitravirya says, I'm sorry, I cannot marry you because I know that you wanted to marry Shalya and you were in love with him. You went away from here for him. So I cannot marry you. So now Amba goes and asks Bhishma Deva, now you should marry me. And Bhishma says, sorry, I've taken a great vow of brahmacharya and I cannot marry you. So Amba feels very left out from in all these circumstances, and she feels that Bhishma is the reason for all of this. and hence she takes a vow that she is going to kill herself in this birth but will come back in the next birth and she will be the cause of Bhishma's death. And that's what happens in the end of Kurukṣetra war also, that Shikhandi becomes a cause of Bhishma's end. So that's the Shikhandi who's mentioned in this particular verse. So again, the two verses, Ananta Vijayam Raja, Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha, Nakulash Sahadevascha, Sugosha Manipushpaka. In the next verse, Kashyascha Parameshwasaha, Shikhandi cha Maharataha, Drishtadyumno Viratascha, Satyakischa Aparajitaha. And the last sentence says, Satyakischa Aparajitaha. Satyaki is also there, a great warrior. And Chapa Rajitaha, he's standing there with his bow. And this Chapa Rajitaha can also be taken as Cha. All of these people are Aparajitaha. They are unconquerable. That is also the meaning. So there is Shikhandi, there is Drishtadyumna, there is Satyaki, and there is Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva. All of these people are unconquerable. That's the meaning of these two verses. Hare Krishna. Thank you.